both end guards were broke this morning.
Oh man.
So I had to take and pull both of the...
Robbie's dialed in. Sometimes you just gotta let the good man work. See the mountain rising. Sometimes I think it's hard to make grain farming that sexy. You just plant it, fertilize it, spray it, come back and cut it. But once you get out here and see the machinery, it's a pretty sexy job. Robbie is hammering down in the S690. He is pouring into the box truck of Ted Wolf. We are here at the main location of Wolf Brothers, and we are putting it in the grain bins over there. I am the current guy, but we are very close to his grain setup, so I am not terribly needed at the moment. I'm gonna see if I can hop in with Robbie and interview the driver, the guy getting it done. Jagged. What do we got going on, Robbie?
Cutting beans.
Hammering down?
Yep.
Is it your favorite thing to be doing?
It's fun.
It is fun. These are nice fields.
When everything goes good, yeah.
Easy to get around. Are these beans running well? Decent?
Yeah.
They dry enough?
They're running like 13 right now.
Cool.
But this is the last field, so...
The angle of the GoPro almost gets the whole head.
Does it?
Yeah. What do we got going on? We're cutting on 45-foot swaths.
Yep.
The microphone's important. So this is a 45-foot draper head. Are you actually on 45-foot width? Are you like 44 and a half?
It's like 44, I think.
So you almost ran out of fuel last night?
I literally had no bars. I literally had no bars.
So you had to shut down?
Yes.
What's going through your head right now? What are you looking out for or doing or pondering or?
I'm watching for rocks.
Yeah.
I'm making sure I have no plugs, head issues.
Yep.
So the knife, just make sure everything's feeding good.
And part of being a good operator is knowing how the machine feels. So no crazy vibrations or weird sounds or the smell of burning rubber or plastics. You're looking out for like stray dogs and kids in the field and stuff?
I haven't really had to worry about that too much.
There are animals out here.
Yeah, I've watched red-tailed hawk and an eagle both swoop down and get a couple rabbits.
Yeah, it's kind of savage.
Pretty cool.
You make 2 swaths around the entire field to start, to open up.
Yep.
It's what we call headlands. And then you typically pick like the straightest side and set your GPS line.
Yeah.
So what do you like to see out of a good grain cart driver? Because if you're anything like my dad, you get frustrated with us all the time.
As long as the grain's going in the cart, I really don't mind.
Go.
Because when the truck's this close, it's not like we have to top it off that often.
Yeah.
When we're running into a semi, that's different because we like to have 1,000 bushel on the cart at all times.
Yep.
When we're dumping into a straight truck, you only need 700 bushel to fill it.
Tell us a little bit about the beans. So how do you know they're dry enough? You know that's a good sample back there? Or?
When they're coming out, and I try to get out and check multiple times and just make sure. There are some, wouldn't want to call them limas, but they are a little wetter, and we don't want to be putting them out the back. I mean,
sure. So you got
no matter what, we want to get them all.
Yeah.
Wet or dry.
So you're a happy medium between closed down enough to still get the, I guess, green beans out and not shattering or breaking the dry ones.
Yep.
So there's Ted Wolf's grain setup over there. We might be able to see him dump here shortly. There he is, the man of the hour. He's got his moisture tester out, making sure that our numbers over here aren't fudged.
Both end guards were broke this morning.
Oh man.
So I had to take and pull both of the knives out just to change
them. Yep.
But I changed guards and stuff on the ends just so I didn't have to worry about it.
What usually breaks those? Rocks?
Rocks, and you're always running the outsides of the field.
Yep. Which is, who knows what's out there.
Yep. It never gets tilled perfectly, and
how difficult is it to actually set the head, the cutting height and the reel speed and the pitch and the draper speed? Have you messed with that a whole lot?
When I'm going around the outside or something, I'll kick the reel speed up just so it doesn't bunch up the little ones.
Yep.
But otherwise, I just leave it alone, and it's based off of your ground speed, and it'll adjust itself.
Gotcha.
Down through the field. You make yourself sound like you've never ran a combine.
Well, that's people watching maybe haven't. I haven't ran one this year. I'm might never again. Robbie's dialed in. Sometimes you just gotta let the good man work. People get in a flow state, you can't interrupt them. So he's gonna go dump, because here I am filming, not letting him unload on the go and keeping things running a little bit smoother and faster. But the people need to see what's going on. I also have an urgent message. It is starting to sprinkle, which is not good. But it's not nearly as bad as it could be, because everything here is equipped with tarps and we're right next to the grain bin, and it is only a sprinkle. So I think we're gonna be okay. Probably the most pressing issue right now is the drone is exposed out here in the grass. Robbie thought from the cab this was some woodchuck over here. It's just the camera bag. As a professional grain cart driver, probably the most stressful part of your day, besides worrying about what's for lunch, is loading the trucks out. You really just don't want to spill. You want to get them nice and full so you're not wasting loads, especially if the trucks are traveling a long distance. This one is not. This one's hardly traveling at all. But you don't want to spill them either, so pack it till it's full, but don't overpack it. We have some nice high visibility augers or spouts, which is really nice. Some of the old ones were way back there and like parallel off their machine, or you know, right off the side of the machine. This one, as long as your seat's angled down enough, you don't have to turn around too much to actually see where you're dumping, which is really nice. That's a new system. We should be getting close to moving forward. I'm not even going to top them off, so see the mountain rising. These IVT transmissions are pretty nice for unloading into trucks. You just throttle your speed down pretty low. I'm at 0.4. I'm only at about half throttle too, so I wouldn't even be technically creeping along that much. And I'm just holding my foot on the brake. And then when I want to move forward, I just pull off the brake a little bit. It's a lot easier than holding the clutch and bouncing everywhere and forgetting where you're at after a while because you've been jostled around so much. Getting close to empty. A key part of advanced grain cart operation is emptying your auger. So you want to close your gate down, which back there you can see that bar on the scale. It'll go down. You want to close the gate down, but you want to keep the auger running for a while so you empty all the beans out of the long tubing. Throttle down, keep it running. Now we'll be safe to shut it off, shut the PTO off, because you emptied that out. Now when you go to fold the auger back, you're not going to spill a lot of the grain right out of the seam there. I've done that, and it's nothing short of embarrassing. It's like raising your hand in class and having the wrong answer. It's haunting, actually. We'll fold it back and see what kind of damage we did. Oh, just dust. That is a work of art. See, there is a way to make grain farming sexy. It's doing the right things. A good friend of mine who moved out west and started doing his own thing told me one time that the key to success is constant iteration over the long term. And I think he's right. Fill the trucks up and unload them and you'll get there. Robbie's got his warning beacon lights on. That informs me, the naive grain cart driver, that he is almost full and ready to unload. Now we don't have the fancy dual auger combines, so we can only unload our combine on the left-hand side of the machine. That's a joke. I don't think there's any dual augers combines. There might be. There's some really fancy like seed testing machines and stuff like that, but I really only think there's one auger. Anyways, he's gonna bring his spout out. I am going to pull up beside him. I'm gonna try to match his field speed, probably somewhere in the high 3s to low 4s. And we'll see if we can make a nice clean transition from his hopper into my grain cart. Another key point is making sure that my auger is down or I'm way off to the left. We don't want to connect augers in the air. As cool and as touchy as that might be, it would be a real disaster financially. So I'm settled in on him at about 3.8. Assume we got the hair. These 45-foot draper heads do not leave a lot of room for air. The grain cart tire will be going close to the head. So there's a sense of anxiety in this process, and probably not even that smart to be doing it with one hand and trying to help him. Here we are. the smartest things to ever racked up all the views, right? Now, while this is going on, you can pretty much trust that Robbie's going to be traveling straight because he is on his AV line. He's not even steering the combine. So I'm the only one that really needs to maintain my distance, and hopefully we're matching speeds. But I do need to pay attention to hazards in front of me. I don't want to drop into a hole or some other obstacle in the field. Now, if I was doing something wrong, this would be the classic, like, jumble hand signals coming from Robbie in the cab, but it looks like he's pretty happy with my efforts. So I'll just keep doing like they're doing. Take it to the end. We don't want to pull out from underneath it. You gotta pay attention. Make sure he's still dumping. That's what he had. And then just like we're grabbing the last of the batch, he is done unloading. I'm gonna swing left, get out of his way. He'll drop the auger back and continue on his merry way. And I earned my gold star for this 15-minute interval, probably. Let's get out and get a close-up of the head. It looks pretty cool seeing it shave off all the soybean stalks. It's just mighty dusty this year. I don't understand what's going on. I think they do call something a soybean lung. I can see how you get that. You wouldn't want to breathe this all day. When we were in the cab with Robbie and he was talking about making sure the machine's dialed in and getting out and checking his losses, he's talking about coming behind the machine where it's shooting all this chaff and fodder. Usually what we like to do is like dig right in your tire tread, because that's where the majority of the stuff is falling out, and see if you can find any beans in your actual tire tread. And that is several treads that I cannot find a single bean. They're all split out of the shell. He's just doing a fabulous job. There is like no loss. There's one. That's not bad. He's doing a really good job. That's the difference between a custom harvester who knows what they're doing and someone who doesn't know what they're doing. And then out here where the fodder or the chaff isn't exactly hitting, you come over here in the bare ground and look for head loss. Head loss sometimes is just flat out unavoidable when the beans are really dry, because they'll just bounce out of the pod or they'll shatter or something. Sometimes you'll see that or hear them hit your windshield. So you can turn down your reel speed and stuff like that, but a lot of times it's pretty much unavoidable. But he's doing good on the head loss metrics as well. Not seeing much at all. Air dirt. Well, I got some time to myself in the grain cart. I figured I'd share sort of a funny story with you guys. At least I think it's funny. Both circumstantially and because it's, well, I don't want to say self-deprecating, because there's nothing wrong with being Amish. It's just, I'm not Amish, so here we go. We were using this one trucking company for a while, and they were taking a specific contract load for us, and it was like 2 times a month. So I would always call their dispatch, and they usually wouldn't answer, which is fine. And then he would never call me back, so I'd always have to call again. And then I guess when they saw that I'm calling for the second time, they knew it was legit and they answered. Well, anyways, I finally figured out why they never called me back. The driver of the trucking company showed up at the farm one day. He's like, hey, you know, they never call you back because dispatch thought you were Amish and you were borrowing your neighbor's phone. It's just like, that's so strange. I mean, our last name's Miller. I don't think I necessarily talk Amish, but maybe I don't. What does talk Amish even mean? I don't even know what that means. But I thought that was pretty funny. That's either a super good excuse as to why they never call me back, or a pretty funny scenario. What? Do you guys think I seem Amish? I mean, I've never seen Amish rocking shades quite like these. These are pretty nice. That is a full truck, baby. That's a work of art. So you can make grain sexy when you want to. It's a full truck with no spills. Capacity and progress. 2 middle names. So we have Ted. We came over here, we loaded him up. He's backing up to his auger system here. It appears to me he's got a block which he hits that stops his tire, or at least provides some resistance so he knows he's far enough back. And I'm thinking he probably lines his left duals up on that piece of wood. Like clockwork. He's got his nice auger system. This is a dump bed, rolls up into here, goes into his bin. I think he might have some heat on. He's got air and the stirrers going. And he's got, that is nice iron over there. That is a nice Massey, a 265. Ted, how old is that tractor?
Oh gosh, it's probably like a 75 or something.
That's moved a lot of grain.
It's a good old grain auger tractor. The main planting tractor.
That was the main planting tractor?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Were you pulling like a 4-row behind it or a 6-row?
I think it was a 4-row.
4-row?
Well, back in the day, man, that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Those plate planters, the plates with a different size.
Yeah.
Seed.
Nice. How long have you been farming, Ted?
Well, I helped my brother-in-law when I was in high school, and then 76.
What's less stressful, a business with over 300 employees or farming?
Well, they're both very challenging at times because you got Mother Nature with the weather, and you know you're working with that. But it's kind of, you know, before we had crop insurance that we could take. Yeah, I'd say farming. Really? Because you had no control. You know, they came out with that crop insurance back in what, about 2000 or maybe it was a little before that. Yeah. That you could have a backstop. Sure. In case things went south.
Yep. Some safety net was provided.
Yeah. Yep. Because otherwise you never knew. They might come out with a disaster program. They might not. Yeah. You know, if things went bad on you. Right. Right. So
it's starting to flow a little less. Ted's gonna go up there. It's called a wet kit on the truck, I believe. It's hydraulically driven. He'll lift the dump bed up. Drop a little more. Pull it down a little. I probably bump it up a hair. No doubt. You ever watch us on YouTube?
I haven't. I'll have to go on there. I keep forgetting what your site is called.
Farming Insider.
Farming Insider?
Yeah, Farming Insider.
I'll have to do that. That's pretty neat.
Grain cart driving can be a period of deep reflection. So I like to listen to gurus and everything. The other day I was listening to Tony Robbins. Everyone knows that guru. And he said that success is when you party, failure is when you ponder, and most greatness comes from pondering. So in theory, most success comes from failures, right? That's a pretty good quote. I like that. I'm interested. Have you guys heard the other quotes that you really like, or something that resonated, or something that stuck with you lately? If so, share it in the comments and see if we can pull together some motivational, awesome, go-getter, let's finish the year out strong quotes. And I think that'll be it for this video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for enjoying the journey with us. Thank you for learning and growing, and we'll see you next time.